Eric Lund was born. He was a healthy, unusually strong baby. His parents, Doris and Sydney, were being happy. At the time, he had just an older sister and later gained a little brother and a little sister. At age 6, Eric tried to leave home after having just learned to read and write. He showed up his new skills by leaving the following note: Dear Mommy and Daddy, I will be back in 20 years. I have gone to sea, do not worry. I have 300 cookies with me. Love you son, Eric.
When Eric was 17, he was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. Doctors of the time knew very little of the sickness, so 6 months to 2 years was all they could promise. He was due to leave for school at the University of Connecticut, but instead was forced to stay at home to endure treatment. Because of his sickness, his dream of playing on the freshman soccer team at Yukon was being crushed. In the years that followed, however, he was able to go off to college and become the captain of the varsity soccer team in his junior year. Eight long weeks after being initially diagnosed, a doctor called at 11:30 on a Thursday morning and reported, "I've called to tell you Eric is in good remission." In December, just a few short days before their planned Christmas vacation, Eric's remission ended and had countless transfusions to get his counts back up to normal levels. Eric re-entered remission in the nick of time and was able to join his family in what was believed to possibly be one of Eric's last vacation at the Dorado Hilton.
In August, Eric had just returned from an extended road trip with his friend Eddie and decided to go out for a drink with a few friends. That evening, Doris, his mother, was awakened by the telephone ringing and a nurse was on the other end of the line. "This is Greenwich Hospital," said the voice at the other end. "We have Eric Lund." Eric had been in a major car accident that potentially knocked him out of remission. In September, Doris bought a house down in Florida in which she lived while she was on a business trips. While she was back home in Connecticut, the family rented out the house. In accordance to Eric's wishes, his family spent Christmas in the Florida home, making a little vacation out of the holiday while Eric was away from the hospital on pass.
Eric was showered, sterilized, and moved into the room that was similar in concept to the Life Island. In the winter of 1970, Eric spent 3.5 months in the hospital. It was there that he met Mary Lou, Eric's private duty nurse, while he was in critical condition in the laminar airflow chamber.
Eric entered his fourth remission in early January. While this is a good news, it can also mean trouble. Doris explained, "It is unusual to have remissions after 3 or 4. Each remission becomes harder to achieve, harder and harder to hold."
Christmas time, Eric and Mary Lou, who was now his girlfriend, spent their Christmas on vacation by themselves. They knew Eric was near death, so they were trying to fit as much love in as possible. December 30, the couple returned. It was just in time for them to prepare for Eric's legendary annual New Year's party.
(1972) January 3rd, Eric was due to return to the hospital for further treatment. Early February was the end of all his attempts at fun and games. From that point on, his health only grew worse. Doris wrote, on February 18, Eric's fever soared. He was up to 106-degree fever and completely delirious. February 22, Eric's entire family was preoccupied or unavailable. This was the day that all would fall permanently south. February 23rd, after a failed surgery, Eric's life slipped through the cracks peacefully, and there was a sense of serenity that swept over the people nearest to him. It's rare, it's rewarding, it's unforgettable. These terms exactly reflect what it was like to read A Gift from a Son Who Died by Doris Lund. It's the story of Eric Lund's fight for survival, told by his affectionate mother, Doris Lund, who had witnessed Eric's fight with him all the way to the end. Even though the chances were not strong, Eric was optimistic that he could survive, and he had hope and confidence that he could defeat this deadly disease. He was determined and strong. He seemed to be saying, "Come, take me if you can. I'm alive! Alive! God damn it!" Eric was alive, and there was no way that he would easily give in to death. You know what? Eric had been the sponge. He snapped back into the Eric he once was, no matter how he was pushed, poked, or pulled by the disease. Every day, Eric went out trying to find his way back to the world. He ran the beaches, he plunged into surfing again and again. Eric refused that and chose to live. A Gift from a Son Who Died is in a different class. Comparing it with some other story would be almost degrading. However, it reminded me of one of the films I've watched before, narrated by the husband of a young woman who died of a cancer. Both of these stories concern the lives of strong, hopeful individuals afflicted by deadly diseases. These two people chose life over death, and without a long, arduous battle, they refused to give up. Eric left a greater impression on me. However, I wonder if I'm going to get as much out of life as Eric did. This story taught me about bravery and encouraged me to live my life to the fullest. And you know what? Eric is going to take your heart away and make you cry like you've never cried before.
I also lost someone very special and dear to my life. Though she didn't die, I can say that I lost her. As a matter of fact, we lost her. Me and the rest of my family. At an early age, I lost a very crucial support I was supposed to have. A mother's presence and support. She's not around anymore. She moved far away from us. Just like Eric's mother, it was hard for me to live because of what I lost. That's why all I did was move forward. Doris made a success through her book, while me and my family moved forward, and now we're living better life than before.
Doris Lund was a mother of a son with cancer, who wrote the most moving, loving, true story of her and her son. She tells the story from her heart, and you feel like you're a part of her family as she takes you through their struggles. You feel the pain of each family member, and at times it's heartbreaking. Eric's story has taught me we should live life to the fullest. Even life is full of surprises and difficulties. Eric certainly did that, and he fights with the courage of a lion. As Doris recounted her experience and Eric's, I felt her helplessness and pain watching her child suffer. Eric's bravery and honesty was inspiring. His story is both heartbreaking and uplifting.
To choose life over death is what Eric Land has taught me. Though Eric was being diagnosed with leukemia, but his situation did not stop him to live. Choosing life over death means to live your life to the fullest while you can, for we may not know what tomorrow holds us. Fight until you can, for fighting a good fight is what it is all about. It does not matter if you lose and others think you are a loser, as long as you fight until the end, just like Eric. He may not beat leukemia, but what matters is how he celebrated his life and how he spent it until the end.